My name is Katie McIntyre, and I'm your host for the podcast, The Loving Cup, Elevate Your Gratitude. And we're coming to you today from the studios of FingerLakes1.com in Seneca Falls, New York. And this episode will air on Tuesday, March 6th, 2018. Mahatma Gandhi said, "Consciously or unconsciously, every one of us does some service or another. If we cultivate the habit of doing this service deliberately, our desire for service will steadily grow stronger, and it will make not only for our own happiness, but for that of the world at large." And with that, I would like to welcome my guests today, Eric Johnson and Kathy Jans-Duffy, both of Seneca Falls, and both proud Rotarians. So welcome.
Nice to have you. Nice
Hi,
to be
Katie.
here.
Nice to see you here. So let's start off by having each of you introduce the other. So who wants to go first?
On my left here is Kathy Jans-Duffy. She is living right now in Tyre, been in Seneca Falls for a long time, part of the Rotary Club. Took a vacation, as she said, and went to California for a while, but then came back and is actively serving as the town justice for Tyre right now.
Wonderful. Kathy, would you introduce us to Eric?
All right. Eric comes to us from Chicago by way of Vermont
Yes.
and is now living in Seneca Falls. Has become a Rotarian just within the past 2 years, at least in Seneca Falls, and he jumped right in with both feet. So we're really very happy to have him here. And
Glad to
he's
be here.
in finance, mortgage banking, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Important work.
It is.
And you are the president of the Rotary Club for Seneca Falls.
I am the president of the Seneca Falls Rotary Club until the end of June this summer, so I'm halfway through the program.
That's great. That's great. So if you could each share with me something from the past year that you're most grateful for.
Oh, Eric, I'll let you go first.
All right. What I'm most grateful for is my daughter, Camille. She turned 11 last November, and it's been an incredible journey watching her grow. And she is just a pistol and brings a smile to my face all the time when she does something unique or unusual or unexpected. But it's all good.
Beautiful.
Oh, let's see. I think overall, probably my family. A lot of support, even though they're all still on the West Coast. But good friends right here in Seneca Falls. And that was one of the reasons I came back. I remembered Seneca Falls as being a nice place, nice people. So why not come back here and live?
Well, I know I'm happy that you're here. I mean, I know many others are glad that you're back in Seneca Falls too.
Well, I've enjoyed it.
That's
It's
good.
been a lot of fun.
So you talked about family and about your friends. Is that what you would say for your whole life, or is there something else, Eric or Kathy, that comes to mind if you think about your whole life and what you're most grateful for?
I think probably being born in Seneca Falls in the late 1940s, early 1950s, and given that sense of place, that Seneca Falls was a very special place. And that has probably been my ground for my entire life. What would Elizabeth Cady Stanton do?
How about you, Eric?
I am overall thankful for my family and the way we grew up. Now, I don't have a place I've lived for my entire life, so I'm not grounded like that. But we moved every 3 years as I was growing up because of my dad's occupation. But as a family, I was very, very fortunate. And it wasn't until I got to college that I realized not everybody grew up like I did, where I had the nuclear family with 2 dogs and a cat, and we ate meals together, breakfast and dinner. And a lot of families face challenges today that I never did. So I have to keep reminding myself that I grew up as a very lucky person.
That's great. So can you talk to me about Rotary, and maybe first just introduce Rotary for folks that may not know what the Rotary organization does and what it stands for?
Well, Rotary is a international club. There are over 1.2 million members, and there are many avenues of service. We stress vocation, doing good for others. There's the Rotary 4-way test. And besides doing good, it's just a nice way to meet people in your community And we have lunch once a week. Most people are so busy they don't make time for lunch. And this forces you to take an hour a week and at least get out and talk to friends, meet new people. And no matter where you go in the world, if you have your Rotary pin on, somebody will come up and say hello.
Has that happened to you?
Yes. Yeah.
That's really neat. So, why are you members of Rotary?
Well, to meet people, as Kathy said, to meet people, get involved in the community, give back to the community. Kathy mentioned Vermont. When I moved to Vermont, right away in Woodstock, Vermont, I joined the Rotary Club. That was to get involved in the community. Here, when we moved to Seneca Falls, it was the same thing. Which club do I want to join? I chose Seneca Falls. And that allowed us to immediately get into the community and help out and meet people and make a difference.
I grew up in Rotary. My dad is a Rotarian, and I would go with him to meetings sometimes and enjoy the programs. I knew kind of what they did. They were always doing interesting projects and raising money for good causes. And so when I was able to join, there wasn't a second hesitation. I just jumped right in. Yeah, Rotary.
That's great. Lots with food and ice cream and fun things too. So that's always a good thing. So you have an event coming up, the 6th Annual Chocolate Extravaganza. So can you tell me about that?
Yes. We started this 6 years ago. Years ago, my mom had raised some money with the chocolate extravaganza, and the idea was you donate chocolate, and for $20 you go in and you can eat as much chocolate as you possibly can. Most people can't eat that much. So we took this idea and we added wineries, breweries, distilleries, restaurants, chocolate vendors, and we've added a little splash of art, just for a little something else. And we fill up the ballroom at what was the Holiday Inn, now the Quality Inn, and all the chocolate you can eat. We have a chocolate cooking cuisine contest, and that can be either savory or sweet. We have chocolate hand massages that are really wonderful.
Wow.
Those feel really good. We pair wine with chocolate, some distilled liquors with chocolate, and then, of course, we have a giant candy bar. Rotarians donate candy, chocolate candy, and it's displayed in a very cool manner right in the center of the ballroom. And you can just go by and take handfuls of chocolate.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it is.
So when is that event?
That's on March 24th, which is a Saturday, and it's from 4 to 7 at the Quality Inn. And we do encourage walk-ins, but we do have tickets for sale if you want to buy your ticket in advance.
Probably easier for you if people buy tickets in advance, right?
Yes, we would like to not have to depend on bad weather or good weather or something else that didn't go on or was going on. We want you to plan this event and be there.
Mark your calendar. So where can people get tickets?
Well, they can get tickets from any Rotarian. We do have tickets at the copy shop and at Summit Federal Credit Union.
Or come by and join us for lunch on Tuesday at 12
Sure.
noon at the Quality Inn, and we'll have tickets there also.
That's great. So can anyone from the community who is interested to learn about Rotary and maybe come and have lunch with you?
Oh, we would love to have
Absolutely.
lunch, have you come. In fact, if you're interested, you get a free lunch. So we'd love to have
See,
you
they say
join
there's
us.
no such thing as a free lunch, but
There is a
There is for this.
and so do they need to let you know in advance if someone wants to come and drop in?
No, if they know a Rotarian, just contact them and come, or just come to the Quality Inn at noon on Tuesday, and we'll be more than happy to have you join us.
drop-ins are welcome.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So this event raises money for the community. So what do you do with the funds that you raise?
We raise funds and put them back into the community. We support the Red Cross, the United Way, scholarships for different events, the House of Concern and the Food Pantry, Camp Ansiawa.
Okay.
So a lot of those different organizations get, a small piece of money or a large piece of money from the Rotary Club.
And I remember maybe there's some kind of royalty with this event too, isn't there?
Well,
Oh, yes.
we did have a chocolate king and queen, and we just couldn't get that event to come off the ground.
Okay.
It was hard to get people to participate.
Well, people can be shy and
Evidently they are. The premise was that if you wanted to be king or queen, you could raise money, and part of the money would come back to Rotary, and part of the money would go to your charity of
Okay.
choice, and whoever raised the most money could be crowned king or queen. And we just had a hard time selling that.
Okay.
So unfortunately, our reigning queen from last year will be this year's reigning queen,
and is she someone people know?
Liz Beck, who has just been selected Woman of the Year by the Seneca County Women's Coalition.
How wonderful.
So yes, Queen Liz
Congratulations
is
to
very
Liz.
happy.
Queen Liz.
She will probably be queen forever. So
That's very fitting, though, isn't it?
Yes, if you have to have a forever queen, she's a good one.
she'd be a good one, absolutely.
That's great. So, will the event? Is there a capacity that people should get their tickets early?
No, we'll make room.
Okay.
We'll make room that for everybody that wants to come.
Okay. And is it open to all ages, or is it just an adult
Well,
event?
An adult event only because of the wine and the beer. We just
Sure.
and it's just hard to not step on children when you're eating chocolate.
It can be so distracting, I guess.
Yes.
And the event is from 4 to 7 on that Saturday. So not everybody shows up right at 4. The people come and go. And
Okay.
a little over 200 people will probably come through again this year.
That's great.
And we will have a silent auction too. Some very nice items will be up for bid. And if you're not into spending a lot of money, we have our $2 prize eggs. For $2, you get a little plastic egg. Every egg has a prize. Some prizes are better than others.
That's fun. That's fun. So, what kinds of prizes? Can you give us a little sneak peek?
Well, we've had tickets, coupons for ice cream, cookies, candy. So, yeah,
All
a
kinds of
wide
different
variety.
things. Okay.
But it will probably have something to do with chocolate somehow.
Okay. So, if people want to learn more about Rotary, is there? Do you have a Facebook page or a website that people can go to?
There is a Facebook page. If you search Seneca Falls Rotary, that'll pop up. That has lots of information about our events, pictures from lunches and other events. So, yep, Facebook page is there.
Okay, good. So, can you tell us a little bit about the kinds of food that people can expect? So you said chocolate, cuisine, savory, and sweet. So what kinds of things do people
Oh, well,
get the chance to sample?
one year we had chicken mole, which is Mexican-style chicken with a chocolate sauce. We've had tri-tip with a chocolate rub on it that was pretty tasty. And then cookies, candy, brownies.
Brownies.
Lots of brownies.
One of my favorites was little hollow chocolate balls with vodka in them. And it was really hard not to just stand there and eat those.
You probably should only eat a few of those.
Yes, you do have to show restraint. So yeah, any cakes, pies, anything that might have chocolate. And we even do have a few gluten-free items too.
Very
and,
nice.
And they're marked so that if someone has to restrict their intake, they can do that too.
Okay, that's good. Do you want to talk a little bit with the viewers about other things that Rotary is doing throughout the year and ways that you're supporting the community and impacting the community?
Yes, one of the favorite things is we give dictionaries to third graders. And I've enjoyed handing those out and doing it. And when I have a ring of kids sitting there and we hand them the dictionaries, I ask them what their favorite word is. And they start throwing them out. And I ask them to look it up and let's talk about the definition. We have a lot of fun with that.
That's awesome.
So the dictionaries, the backpack program for food for people on the weekends, we're involved in that. In the fall, in September, we have what we call our Music Fest, which is our biggest fundraiser. We have bands and food and another silent auction. That also helps fund all the projects that we do around town. And Kathy, what am I leaving out?
Malawi.
Oh, that's right.
Our Rotary Club has an international project, and it's to bring fresh water to Malawi villages so that they can irrigate their farms and produce 3 crops a year rather than just 1. And this allows them to have enough produce so that they can sell it and actually make some money. We also work with the Malawi Children's Village, And there's a sewing project where a woman has been teaching the children at the Children's Village how to sew. And they produce pants, shirts, wine bottle carriers, all kinds of things for sale so that they can make some money. We also help with their medical clinic.
Okay.
Clifton Springs has been very good in partnering with us with some medical supplies and things like that. And we do have a Rotarian who does go over every year, Dave Markle, and he spends a couple of weeks there and just kind of oversees the projects to make sure everything is working the way it's supposed to. And we have a local employee over there who runs our irrigation projects.
Oh, that's great. So what are the crops they grow?
A lot of tomatoes and corn or maize.
Maize.
And there was one, I want to say kale, but I don't think that's it. But I know it, so it used to be when they had to rely on the rain, they could only grow one crop a year. And now with the irrigation, we help them dig the well. Gould's and Xylem ITT has worked with us in providing treadle pumps. So they don't have to have gasoline, they don't have to have any mechanical ability. You just have to be able to treadle the pump and bring the water up. And then they irrigate their fields, and now they can feed their families.
That's awesome.
Another project I want to mention is with the local library here in Seneca Falls. Tara, who runs the children's programs, came to us and asked for some help in underwriting one of her programs that she wanted to do. So we donated some money, and the two programs were aimed at kids. One of them was safety at home. You know, if you're leaving your child at home, this was to educate them on what to do, what not to do, how to deal with different situations. And then the second class was safety in social media. You know, trying to educate the 7, 8, 9-year-olds about that thing called social media and what to do and what not to do again. So those were two programs we helped out with.
I remember seeing the promotion about those two programs. It's really important and, I mean, timely topics for kids and their families. So is there anything else that you want to share with our viewers about Rotary or about your commitment to the community and what you're doing?
Now, if you love Seneca Falls and you want to help out and explore what Rotary is, come join us on Tuesday at noon for lunch. It's a great way to get involved in the community, meet people, and I imagine many of the viewers out there, if they walk in the room, would probably see some familiar faces.
That's great. I've been there for lunch too, for
Yes.
Rotary, and it's always a very warm welcome. And it's nice to, like you said, Kathy, take a break and make sure you're getting a chance to have lunch and be social and meet new people. That's good. Well, thank you both. So for our viewers, just to recap, the 6th Annual Chocolate Extravaganza is going to happen on March 24th. It's a Saturday from 4 to 7 at the Quality Inn, and you can get tickets from any Rotarian. Do Rotarians generally wear their Rotary pin so people will recognize them?
A lot of Rotarians do. They will have their Rotary pin on.
So just like Eric has his pin on his lapel now.
There you go.
Any Rotarian or the coffee shop or Summit Federal Credit Union. And I just want to thank you for coming in and sharing a little bit about yourselves and about your event. I hope it's a big success.
Thank you.
Who doesn't like chocolate? So everyone should come and participate.
That's right.
Well, that's what we were hoping.
That's super. So that does bring us to the end of our time together. And again, thank you for joining me in the Finger Lakes One studio, Eric and Kathy. And to our viewers, tune in next week for another 2 guests that are going to be here with us on the Loving Cup Elevate Your Gratitude podcast. And until then, enjoy your day. Thank you.
Well, I didn't hear anybody say cut, so we must.
Finger Lakes One.